Very good morning, all of you. In previous lecture, we have understand about the coplanar concurrent forces. In that lecture, we have studied about the what is coplanar concurrent forces means its definition, what is forces that we understand, characteristics of force that we understand, which are the types of forces, what is mass and what is weight, system of forces, then principle of superposition of forces, principle of transmissibility of forces that we have understand in previous lecture. Now we are going to understand about the what is resultant force. So let me explain what is resultant force. If number of forces P1, P2, P3 and P4 etc. are acting simultaneously on a particle, it's possible to find out a single force which could replace them. That is, which would produce the same effect as produced by all the given forces. That single force is capable to producing the same effect on a body. This is known as resultant force. So चलो मैं आपको समझाता हूँ. Suppose we have a one chair. If single person pull that chair, it will be moved towards him. But two person move pull that chair, then it will be moved to the center of, suppose these two force, then it will move center of that two force. But suppose three force are acting on that chair, it will be moved in a single direction. So whenever a number of forces are acting on a particular body, then body will move only in a single direction with some magnitude and some direction, and that single force is known as a resultant force. सपोज आपने एक सब्जेक्ट की एग्ज़ाम दी, उस सब्जेक्ट में आपके 100 में से 65 मार्क्स आए, तो आपका रिजल्ट कितना कहलाएगा? 65%. सपोज दो सब्जेक्ट की एग्ज़ाम दी, एक में 50 आए, एक में 70 आए, तो आपका रिजल्ट कहलाएगा 60%. आपने 5 सब्जेक्ट की एग्ज़ाम दी, बट रिजल्ट तो रहेगा एक ही 70%. Like that, whenever a number of forces acting on a body, then that all force will produce a same effect in one force, that is called resultant force. Clear? So what we are going to do here, why we are studying this resultant force? Because we are engineers and we are going to solve some problem regarding this force. Suppose हम सब बाइक चलाते हैं, बाइक को मोशन में लाने के लिए हमारे पास बहुत सारी एक्टिविटी साइमल्टेनियसली होती है, लाइक गियर बदलना, क्लच को धीरे धीरे छोड़ना, एक्सेलरेटर देना, ये 3 चीज़ हम साइमल्टेनियसली करते हैं, तब जाके हमारी बाइक मोशन में आती है। बट अगर हम बाइक को रोकना चाहे तो सिर्फ एक ही चीज़ काफ़ी है, दैट इज ब्रेक। मीन्स ब्रेक ऐसी जगह लगा है कि एक ही एक्टिविटी में पूरी बाइक बैलेंस हो जाएगी, यानी मोशन उसकी रुक जाएगी। सो लाइक दैट इन बिल्डिंग, इन मूविंग एलिमेंट, इन वॉट एवर, number of forces acting on that simultaneously, but we are going to balance that forces with some single force, and that single force is resultant force. So here we have most important responsibility to find out the resultant force for a particular body. Now the forces of finding out the resultant force of number of given forces is called composition of force. ये जो हम रिजल्टेंट फाइंड करते हैं ना, उस प्रोसेस को हम कंपोजिशन ऑफ फोर्सेस बोलते हैं। नाउ देर आर 2 मेथड फॉर द फाइंडिंग आउट द रिजल्टेंट फोर्स. फर्स्ट वन इज एनालिटिकल मेथड and second one is graphical method. What is the meaning of analytical method? In that methods we have equations and we are going to put data in that derived equation and we will get the resultant force. But in a graphical method we must have to plot that forces and getting the resultant forces by graphical method. So in analytical method we have 3 methods: parallelogram law of forces, resolution of forces, and triangle law of forces. In graphical method, triangle law of forces and polygon law of forces are there. So first we are going to understand about the parallelogram law of forces, that one of the analytical method. Now before the using that method we must have to derive the equations for that, because in analytical method we must have the equation for that method. So let's understand about the parallelogram law of forces. What it states: if two forces acting simultaneously on a particle be represented in magnitude and direction by the two adjacent sides of the parallelogram. Suppose this is our parallelogram and two forces P and Q are acting simultaneously on point O. Be represented in magnitude and direction by the two adjacent sides of the parallelogram. Their resultant, these are, the resultant may be represented in magnitude and direction by the diagonal of the parallelogram which passes through the intersection. Means यहाँ से diagonally जो भी हमें मिलेगा, that is our resultant force. So for this we have to find out the equation of this resultant force from that. So we know about the triangle, right angle triangle. Here we have two right angle triangle. This theta is angle between two forces and this alpha is the angle between P and resultant force. This is origin O, A, B, C, and this is D. We have to take this right angle triangle, but this is inclined, so we have to take arbitrary fictitious line over here, and we will get the D point over here. So AO and AD, these 2 point over here, and here OC. Now this angle and this angle both are same. Now this is Q and this is also Q because they both are parallel. So we can finding out this Q sin theta and Q cos theta. Okay. Now from this figure we will get equation R is equal to under root of P square plus Q square plus 2 PQ cos theta, and tan alpha is equal to Q sin theta upon P plus Q cos theta, that we have to derive, and proof of that from right angle ODC is equal to OC square is equal to OD square plus DC square. OC square is equal to OA plus AD that we discussed. Now OA is equal to P and AD is equal to Q cos theta and DC is equal to Q sin theta. Now R square is equal to P square plus 2 PQ cos theta plus Q square cos square theta plus Q square sin square theta from this. So cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1, that we know. So here it is 1. Now R square is equal to P square plus Q square plus 2 PQ cos theta. That's why R is equal to under root of P square plus Q square plus 2 PQ cos theta. We will get the equation, and that angle tan alpha is equal to CD upon OD, CD upon OA plus AD, and CD is equal to Q sin theta, OA is equal to P, and AD is equal to Q cos theta. So tan alpha is equal to Q sin theta upon P plus Q cos theta. Clear? Okay. So from these two equations we will get the resultant force for the two forces acting on a point simultaneously. Now second one is triangle law of force. In this, if two forces acting a point be represented in magnitude and direction by the two sides of the triangle taken in order, the resultant may be represented in magnitude and direction by the third side of the triangle taken in opposite order. Means these two forces acting simultaneously. We are considering that this is P and Q is somewhere over here, and the triangle formed by the diagonal of this resultant force. So this triangle is the law of triangle. So from here we are going to considering that OB square is equal to OA square plus AB square minus 2OA AB cos beta, and this beta is equal to 180 minus theta. We can put the theta is equal to 180 minus beta in our equation. So we will get R is equal to under root of P square plus Q square minus 2 PQ cos beta. Clear? And by sine rule, you have understand about this sine rule. Whenever we are going to talk about the OA, then angle between opposite of that two force. Suppose this is OA, then we are going to take angle of this. For AB means Q, we are going to take angle alpha, and here angle beta. So हम जिस साइड की बात कर रहे हैं उसका ऑपोजिट एंगल जो है वो उसके अपॉन के साइन में आएगा. दैट इज अवर साइन रूल. सो हियर OA AB एंड OB, ये OB जो है दैट इज फॉर रिजल्टेंट, तो उसका ऑपोजिट एंगल जो है वो बीटा, तो OB अपॉन साइन बीटा आएगा, एंड हियर AB अपॉन साइन अल्फा, राइट। यहाँ पे थर्ड भी आएगा OA अपॉन गेमा, बट हमें उसके रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, सो वी आर टेकिंग ओनली दिस टू, OB इज इक्वल टू R एंड AB इज इक्वल टू Q। सो साइन अल्फा, अल्फा हमें फाइंड करना है, बीटा हमें दिया गया है, तो अल्फा साइन अल्फा इज इक्वल टू Q अपॉन साइन R साइन बीटा, दैट्स वाई अल्फा इज इक्वल टू साइन इनवर्स Q अपॉन R साइन बीटा। These two equation for the triangle law। यहाँ पे मैं आपको एक चीज बता दूं कि रिजल्टेंट फोर्स will be same in triangle law as well as in parallelogram law of forces, means R and alpha remain same, just equations are different for these two methods. Now the next thing, that is resolution of force. What do you mean by resolution? Whenever we are going to talk about the force that will be moved in some direction with some magnitude, but basically we are going to understand only the two direction x and y, that is more easy and feasible for us. So we are going to resolve that force on the non-axis, that x-axis and y-axis. So we are going to just consider effect of that force which going in some direction on the our axis, that is resolution. So here we have two methods for the resolution of force. First one is orthogonal components and second one is non-orthogonal components. Means in orthogonal component we are always to just resolve that forces on x and y axis, and between that axis angle is 90 degrees. So orthogonal component is every time resolved at 90 degree, but non-orthogonal components means forces are resolved less than 90 degree or else greater than 90 degree. Clear? So this is orthogonal component. Suppose this P force is going to somewhere over here and this is alpha. So we have to consider the effect of this P force on x axis, that is P cos theta, and here P sin theta. It is moving like this, so it will be the considered effect, it is leftward P cos theta and here P sin theta, same way over here. Now non-orthogonal components means forces are resolved less than 90 degree and greater than 90 degree. So in that case we must have to utilize the equation of triangle law as well as parallelogram law of forces, and from these two equations we will get the resolution of that forces. Clear? Like this. Now from that we are going to consider about the resolution of forces, and this resolution of forces is most important part for us. Whenever the number of forces are acting on a particular point of the body, then it will be moved in some direction with some forces, and this resolution of forces is most important. So it will be discussed by me in next lecture. Till then, you just understand about the what is resolution of force, what is resultant force, what is composition of force, what is parallelogram, what is triangle. You just go through it, and remaining things will be discussed in next lecture. Till then, thank you very much.